continue to make plays like that. Jun Simon, got to talk about him. He's by far the best offensive player this conference for BMEG. In his first shot, he knocks it down.
8 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Here's Belga. And Belga runs over Don Aliado. Oh, there's a technical foul here.
Yeah, he threw the ball at him. So now let's see if that's going to be a flagrant too. Because that's what... I'm wondering what the call is. If it's going to be a technical, if it's going to be a... Because that's why Jun Simon got thrown out of the last one. See the charge, definitely a charge. You can't see right there, but threw the ball at Aliado's foot.
Gently passed the ball to Don Aliado, who's not his teammate. Here, Don. Merry Christmas. Just a gentle toss of the ball towards Aliado.
Can't do that. I'm not sure what they're going to rule, if it's a technical or a flagrant. Let's see.
Bo Belga called for a technical foul for the second motion.
You know how that whole play developed? Bo Belga's a good shooter, and he was wide open. And he didn't take the shot, he forced the drive, and I think he knows it's a big game, so he got frustrated, emotions are high, and then he throws the ball. But none of that happens if he just takes the open jump shot.
Or he just wanted to throw the ball at Don Aliado.
Don't bounce it off the sole of his shoe.
Make it count.
At least knock his shoelaces
Tumasok na sa ating ball game si Mark Isip. Along with Reed Huntilla, sila mga pinakabagong bolts. Joining Omolon, Paulava, and Ross on the floor. Here's Simon. Outside, Jonas Villanueva. Shot clock down to 8. Spins, and nice move.
Very nice counter. Yoaki was there for the help. Jonas took one hard dribble right at him, spun off, and makes the floater. Nice point guard play.
What a start here para sa BMEG Derby Ace. Up by 10 points with 7:40 remaining in the first.
Everybody ready now. First of all, elimination is done. Okay? Playoff. Number 1, BJ, don't be inis. Kung saktan ka, walang problema. Hindi tayo babawi. Okay? Sayang ang flagrant 1 or 2. Sayang ang what's this again? Fine. Sayang ang free throw. Okay? Sayang ang rest nyo ng 3 minuto. Okay? If you foul hard, pero make sure hindi flagrant 1 or 2.
You know, that's how you know. That's how you know George Gallen is a man's man when he says don't be inis.
Tama lang naman ang sinasabi ni Coach George.
Tama naman yung punto.
It's a playoff. If you're going to give a hard foul, give a hard foul. Don't let a guy get a little slap on the wrist and make a 3-point play. Don't let him get the shot up. Don't commit a flagrant, because that's going to hurt the team in the long run. Whether it means you getting tossed, or 2 shots on the ball, or a 3-minute rest, whatever it is, it's not good for the team. And the bottom line is, this is about the team.
You know the famous adage, age-old saying?
What's that? I don't know. You're older than me. That's my experience, guy.
Don't be inis, so you don't make gante. You stay in the game. See, Cheska knows how to talk. She understands me.
Jun Simon throwing a variety of fakes. He obviously wasn't inis. He's making gante.
Just, parang nainis yata Meralco dito dahil iniiwan sila ng maaga. BMEG Derby Ace is not the way you want to start in best of 3 series.
Absolutely not. Just Meralco getting dominated early on, 13-1, but still a whole lot of time to play.
We're in the halfway mark of the opening quarter, tipped by Isik, no go. And here's Simon on the move. Simon fakes. Kick out, open shot for 3, no go, off the mark. Rebound, almost collared by Jordan Salvador. Bola ng Meralco. For more on the ball, let's go to Chester.
Coming from a triple overtime game against Rainier Shine just last Wednesday, the Meralco Bucks, for Coach Ryan Gregorio, the stakes are higher now, and this is the time to challenge excuses. the fatigue factor might come in, but you know, he just told them nothing comes easy in life. They just need to find energy and find ways to win. And he's looking to Chris Ross, Macardona, Gabby Espinas, and Asi Paulaba to show the players how it is to be tired and just push through. And these players are used to playing back-to-back games. It's all about mental toughness now, and no one actually envisioned them to be number 5, but they're here right now, and they're here to win. Nico and Alex?
I need to ask you, as James Yap drives and he will take 2, I need to ask you if it's a valid concern for a Meralco fan na makapagod yung team nila, makapagod yung mga favorite players nila going into this game. That was a triple overtime game 2 days ago.
Less than 2 days ago, actually. Well, yes, but as a player, you have to say no. So meaning, yes, there's a physical effect. If you played 56 minutes and you're Chris Ross, or you played 51 minutes and you're Mac Cardona, you're not used to playing that much. And that's going to have an effect on your legs, especially when you're playing a day and a half later. But you put it in your head, I'm a competitor. Wala yan. Halos walang nangyari. It's a blank slate. It's like I'm just coming in fresh, and you tell yourself that, and you try to play from a place of mental toughness and just heart.
In other words, you try and avoid making any sort of excuse, especially when you're playing here in the playoffs.
Yeah. You'll have time to be tired after the season's over. You don't have time to be tired now.
Meantime, here's Cardona. Cardona against Simon. Cardona fires. And the first field goal of Meralco. And they get their first field goal more than halfway through the opening quarter.
Mac's first 3 possessions, he turned the ball over, and that time he just got so deep and then scored. Good help right there from Chris Ross. But he got so deep. When he gets that deep in the paint, you got to send people. You saw the game-winning shot against Rain or Shine. He got that deep. Help still came, but it was a half second late. Mac hits the game-winning shot. So when he's in there, help needs to come right away.
5:37 remaining in the opening period, and another error on the part of the Bolts.
Ball just going right through Mac's hands. So you know what? Sometimes you get a slow start when you're tired. Who knows? The last thing B-Meg wants to think is halfway through this first quarter that this game's already over.
Here's Simon pulling up. Here comes Sotilia. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the first quarter.
Asi sold that one a little bit. He got pushed, and John Don Salvador is strong, but I don't know that he actually would have been able to throw Asi to the ground that easily.
And Cardona misses. Rebound, John Don Salvador.
Good shot, though. Good shot from Meralco. They want Mac to get those kind of shots.
A nice fake. James Yap on the move. And finger roll. Won't drop, and James Yap will go back to the line.
They're going to give a hit on the shooting arm. Coming from Mark Isis. James Yap finger roll that Nico has been perfecting in the offseason. Your finger roll, you know, that you do like James?
I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm not perfecting it. It's already perfect.
Oh, sorry.
Watch your words, Compton.
Kaya lang, for you to finger roll the same way, you need to make a tennis ball. So to look the way that the ball is in James' hands.
My finger roll is a cross between a teardrop and a balibag. It does not look pretty. 4:57 remaining in the opening quarter. Meralco got their first field goal, and obviously it is not enough. The B-Meg Derby A's on top here, 16-3 in the opening period. This 30-second timeout brought to you by Red Brake Fluid. Panatag ka sa biyahe mo.
So right now, obviously, Coach Ryan is just going to be talking to his guys about how to get the ball in the basket. You know, when you're coming off of that kind of game that they just had Wednesday, the last thing you want to do is have the opponents jump out to a huge lead right away and feel like, okay, tapos na to. Pahinga na lang tayo. You still have a chance. There's 48 minutes before you. Now there's about 43. You still have a chance, but you don't want it to be a huge lead early on. You got to maintain, try to cut this thing, get it close, and find ways to score.
Meralco trying to score their first win against B-Meg in this conference. They'd like to do that here today. Would be a great way to start the playoffs. Samantala, Hontilla hounded by a double team, and now here's Cardona. Meralco hounded by errors here in the first period. 6 to shoot. Bola na kay Hontilla. Hontilla goes in, off the glass, no go. Rebound, Asi.
Great rebound by Asi. Hontilla did a good job of turning the corner off that pick and roll. He forced the help from Salvador, so no one was left there to box out Asi, and Asi went aggressively to the glass.
And we'll see the first appearance of Chris Pacana in this ball game. Papalitan si Chris Ross.
Chris Ross getting much deserved rest after his past couple days.
Villanueva inside, nice seal. Jonathan Salvador turns around.
Good little fadeaway right there. Got space from Asi, and Asi maybe not with quite the elevation that he used to have. So John Don gets that shot off with the fadeaway, creating separation.
4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Hontilla on the left side. And here's Isip. Isip. We call a push against Pingris. Pingris, of course, will say that Isip hooked him on that move.
Isip definitely hooked him, but he might have hooked him after the push. Let's see. Yeah. Ping's leaning forward and initiating contact. That's where he got him. After he leans forward, then Pingris hooked him. Sorry, then Isip hooked him. There's not two Pingrises playing.
Well, when you're playing against BMX, sometimes it feels there are 2 Mark Pingrises.
That's true. He is everywhere.
On that floor.
Well, here comes another energy guy in for him, and Jerwin Gakko, a guy who's all over the place himself. And then another energy guy from Meralco, Intiende. A 2-2-1 press here coming from Meralco, see if they can generate some offense with their defense. They force a turnover right away, so effective call.
There's assistant coach Boyd Fernandez of Meralco talking with Oji Menor. Menor joins Pacana, Piele, Isip, and Cardona. Not a lot of height for this unit ng Meralco. Here's Cardona. He gives the ball up. Hands Piele will score.
Good pass. Piele has, since his very first game, knocked that shot down consistently. Nice pass from Cardona.
Now here's Simon. Team McDerby still in control here, 18-9. And Simon hangs high.
Big time. His first step is so long and explosive. He just left Cardona in the dust right off that initial move, and then draws the contact and still finishes. Judson having a great count.
Cardona posting up Roger Yap. Talk about a tough matchup. I mean, these are two really grizzled warriors.
You know, starting about a year ago, first I noticed Cardona started to post up. Now, he can score with that hook, but he wouldn't usually do it off the post. Now he's been going to the post a little bit and adding that into his game. It's always nice to see players put new aspects and facets into their game.
Here's our Phoenix drive of the game. We'll check out this tag time move by Peter Jude Simon. Escapes Cardona. No problem if Isip is there. Just so much athleticism for PJ Simon.
We saw the first step was so long, got by his man right away, and then just hung in the air. Mark Isip's going down. PJ still at the top of his jump.
Back in a moment.
It will be the same. We're gonna play as if there is no tomorrow. We're not gonna wait for the second game. We don't know what's gonna happen in the second game. What we have right now, guys, is an opportunity to prove to ourselves that we really belong in this league.
And I tell you, believe it or not, Ryan thinks about the things that he says on the spot. It's not like he spends like the entire week composing, you know, his very oratorical thoughts. I mean, that's on the spot, that's on the fly. I mean, he's just quite a motivator.
Well, out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if you study something enough, it's going to naturally come out. So what you believe will end up coming out.
Oh, nice block there by Menor.
I think he got a foul on Mark Isip, but Oji Menor came out of nowhere and played volleyball with that shot by Jerwin Gakko. Good help. Shada.